Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Friday Live. The answer to what does my social life look like right now in self-isolation? I'm broadcasting from the metropolis of Mullingar, more specifically my spare room, which is like an oven at the moment, but that is such. It's a wonderful Friday afternoon at 6 p.m. We're delighted to be drinking with you. Joining me from the Man Bun territory of Dublin 8 is my brother Gareth. Gareth, say hello.
Hello, how are you doing?
That's good. Look, I think we're all kind of getting a little sick of kind of being isolated, but I think this is always a really nice thing to spend a bit of time with my brother. As much as this, we actually even did a Zoom call over watching the new Star Wars film as well, which is epic, but howsoever, I digress. So, again, we're tasting 3 new wines this week. So 3 wines that have just landed on our list and are available on our website. I will stick the link to the case itself in the comment section below. The first wine that we're going to drink is something, not only a new grape varietal for us, but it's a new country, a new producer for us. So something that is brand new completely and brand new territory. So it is Sertico from Greece. So Gar, tell me a little bit more about it.
Sertico is from Crete, actually. Yes, you're dead right, from Greece. So we're going over to Crete, right in central Crete. This is done by the Panagiotis sisters. One of them is an oenologist, one of them does marketing, division of labor. This was started by their family 2 generations ago, and they were the first family to grow organic grapes in Crete in the 1990s. So what we have here is 100% Sertico. 100% Sertico, and it is generally you get Sertico is quite crisp, clean, zesty, but this is actually, there's a little bit of weight to this, and it's because it's got a bit of extended time on lees. We actually look at this 2017, so it's got a bit of time. It's not young. It's not just going to be very blousy and just disappear immediately. There's lovely weight and depth to this. For me, I was quite surprised because how aromatic it was, but also you also have that steel sort of like almost greenness that you almost get in the nose, that you get sometimes in Albrinio myself, and then just on the palate, it is just it's got a bit of richness, but it's got a great crunch of acidity as well, and it's perfect for if you're drinking in the back garden this afternoon. But also it's got a bit of weight that you can have with a bit of food as well.
Yeah, cool. For me, it is kind of has that bit of richness and weight that I like with a little bit of food, and it's great to actually have a brand new country, brand new importer, brand new grape varietal. But for me, back gardens always involve sparkling. We don't get a lot of time into our back gardens, but this here, Steiniger Riesling, which has just landed with us, and Gar's going to tell us a little bit more about, is for me ultimate back garden wine. So the story behind this particular wine, we've already done with the producer, but we brought this in about 10 months ago initially, and it was for the Wine and Cheese Festival run by Beatyard, which I don't think is going to be taking place this year at all, obviously with COVID-19. But it became the wine of the whole festival. It became wine of the show, and it was exclusive to the show. So we kind of went, you know what? We brought in enough that we sold at that. People were looking for it. They really enjoyed it. We went, God, yeah, why don't we bring this in again? So, Gar, tell me a little bit more about this.
Steiniger Riesling. It's a ski, which generally for sparkling, there's several methods of making sparkling, but ski is definitely a bit like Prosecco. It's the fermented method is actually done in the tank, but this is champagne method. So second fermentation is in the bottle, and the reason why is because Carl Steiniger went back in the day of or over in the holidays, and he went over to Champagne, fell in love with the wines over there, but also said something we can do here. And I really like this as well because sparkling Rieslings are actually very unusual, and this is. What happens is that generally when you get for second fermentation, the base wine can be a bit neutral, but not with this wine. And the reason being is that it is they use some of the best vineyards for Riesling for this one, and as a result, you get something that's actually quite different. But I was actually just putting it up there because you can actually just see even just the intensity of the bubble just coming up in the glass. Just there, and that comes from it's a finer bubble, which you get from second fermentation, like champagne. There's something also you get in cava that you get in Cremant as well as some other wines, but those would be the major ones. But on the nose, for me, yeah, you definitely get that brioche-ness. We actually some of our colleagues, we had a debate over can get actually any Riesling out of it. For me, you can, because it's very much like a Riesling coming from Kamptal, which is where this is coming from, over near the Czech border in Austria, where it's actually, I find the Rieslings there really aromatic. So as a result, I really get that. And for me personally, it has mousse, it has intensity of flavor, it is just everything you want in a sparkling wine. It's a little bit more serious than, for example, if you're into Prosecco, because it's just, which can be quite light, crisp, like this. There's so much more going on in this. And for me, I could, Gavin always says, well, like, what will you have it with? I'd have it with everything. I'd have this, I personally love this time of year, oysters, shellfish, anything like that by itself, or just with any sort of barbecue. If you look for a white wine for barbecue, they look for a bit of weight, I say go with this.
Yeah, for me, it's absolutely stunning, Gareth. Like, there's so much, we would kind of see it quite frequently. There's so much kind of, bad champagne on the market. Not that we would purchase or anything, and bad sparkling wine as well on the market. To get something of this quality that is champagne lookalike without being champagne and not being the same price point is stunning. And for me, it's absolutely wonderful and deserves to be drunk as often as possible. You know, in the back garden by yourselves at home on a Friday night. I think this is fantastic. Now, third wine, we're going back again to our new country for a little bit of something different. Again, new grape varietal, something new and different for us. Garth, tell me a little bit more about this one.
It comes from Camera Wine. It's a natural wine. It comes from northeast Greece. It's made by a man called Demetrius and his family. This is made with mostly grape called Zinavara. Now, Zinavara basically means little sour. So you can imagine like what it's actually like. But this is, we tasted a lot of Zinavara trying to bring one over, but this was actually a huge surprise. Not only because that it wasn't just, a lot of them can be really over tannic and overpowering and hit you over the head, but this was not that. But it's also blended with Syrah, which can be quite aromatic, and Merlot as well, which can give it a bit more juiciness to it as well. For me, like, Zinavara is very, put your nose into it, you almost get that sort of like almost smoky bacon edge, a little bit of clove to it, definitely like black cherries, cassis. There's just a lot going on in here, and I see everything I'm saying here. This is definitely a barbecue wine, without a doubt. And what I really like about this, as being a natural wine, is that it develops the more you have it open. So even if you have just half a bottle of it one night, just share a glass of it, put it away, go back to the next day, it just evolves over about 2 or 3 days and just comes up with different flavors and different textures. Sorry, not textures, flavors. And for me, it's just really a fantastic wine, and this is the perfect time of year to have it. Also, especially from wines coming down from this area, you expect them to be big bruisers, going up to 14.5%, 15% alcohol. This is only 13.5% alcohol, so it's not a big bruiser either.
No, it's not, but it actually is. For me, kind of, when you stick your nose straight into the glass, the first thing I think is barbecue. I got a beautiful delivery today from Johnstone Beef, who delivered a whole lot of ribeye steak to me. That's going on to my barbecue. Sausage going on to my barbecue. Gary, you and I discussed this last week. Barbecue is the one meal where you can go, I'm going to have a burger and a steak and some chicken and some sausages. I think I'm going to need some more carbohydrate or something else as well, because you just eat so much. But this, the one time that you do it, like kind of like Christmas, but this for me is total barbecue wine. It's really fantastic. A natural wine, so a wine that's containing very little sulfite or no sulfite added as well, is, for me, it's not kind of one of those key things, but it's really, really good. And you get perfect fruit and perfect juice. And that's what you're getting there as well. Some questions that have come in. So as we ask you each week, you can ask questions through our Instagram channel or through our Facebook Live Messenger as well. So I've got 3 questions here. One was kind of the perfect barbecue wine. I would argue that actually something like this, for me, would be the absolute perfect barbecue wine. I really think that it has enough weight to stand up to anything that's got those strong flavors in a barbecue for me. Gar, would you agree with that, or do you have another?
No, I agree with you completely. I think it's got strong flavors.
This is a rare occasion that we agree completely. It's a rare occasion. Don't get used to it.
It's got good freshness to it. It's got some light, but definitely like their tannins, like their I can't remember the actual WSET phrase for it, but the tannins are there. They're not overpowering. Like, they definitely would need a bit of protein with them, but I could like barbecue, charcuterie, any sort of like lamb. It's actually got enough freshness to actually even go with lamb, I'd say. Yeah. It's got great acidity just coming off the back palate. So and that's what we're going to try later on this evening. So I say so. That's it's called Camera. It's called Remus.
Yeah.
Nimbus is the name of the cuvee. And it is from Cameron Wines. Demetrius is the name of the winemaker, and the grapes are Zinavara, Syrah, and Merlot. And these are it's a natural, organic, and biodynamic wine as well. So fantastic.
Great. One last question for you before we finish up for this evening. And it was one question that's come in a good few times over and over again. It's like, okay, I want to get one wine for when I get out of isolation to share with that friend or with that loved one that. Yeah. So I've had a bit of time to think of this, and I'm just kind of sticking you straight on the spot. And for me, if I'm going to drink one, there's a particular wine that we have called Roc de Com from Bordeaux. I'm a big fan of Bordeaux, um, and for me, I would think that Roc de Com definitely would be the wine that I would choose.
Yeah,
Why?
Francis.
Because it's got this great fruit. It's Bordeaux, but not Bordeaux as you know it. And the winemaker Francois Mitchell, the way that the style that he makes of his wine is amazing. Even though it's Berg, it tastes like what he makes in Tetra de Boeuf over in Grand Cru Saint-Emilion. That'll be the wine that I'm going to drink with this guy over here, the other side of the camera. Whenever we get out of this lockdown, I will drink it all myself because just in case, I don't want to share too much. Anyway, Gar, now that you've had time to think, what would you choose?
First of all, I go for a Magnum. I always like people always say if you're going to put something down, like what would you put down? Firstly, you always take a bit of a risk because the wine could be corked, because just aging corked wines. But for me personally, I always go for Magnum. And if you're not, because Magnums they evolve differently in the bottle because there's more of it. The exact same way as you say a pint of milk goes off quicker than a liter of milk. So it evolves completely differently, and it's always an occasion when you bring a Magnum. You can bring out a great bottle of wine, or even two. People go, "That's great." People always remember the Magnum. So for me, I have a Magnum coming from actually one of our winemakers, Chateau Le Baron. So they have that down. So I think after that's been there for a few years, that I'm going to be breaking that out definitely without a doubt.
That sounds absolutely stunning. I'm very much looking forward. As long as I'm part of that Magnum, right? I'm part of that?
It depends how I'm feeling on the day.
Okay. We'll have to discuss that at a later stage. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us on Friday Live. We'll be joining you again, 6 p.m., same bat station, same bat channel, and all the rest of it. Please stay safe, look after your loved ones, drink good wine, and if you're going to drink something, make it good. Thank you so much for joining us. See you next week.